scored, and after we tried to control the game. But I'm really satisfied because we didn't let South Africa control the game. That's good for us. Now we have to make corrections defensively because sometimes we are not ready to start for the press, and we will see the video and we will work at the training, and we hope that we will be better in the second game. But congratulations for the Banyanyas.
Thank you so much,
Thank you very much.
And now I will be joined by the coach of Banyana, Dr. Coach. Dr. Coach, congratulations, a 1-0 defeat, but I just saw on the sidelines the amount of frustrations because you spoke about the entries in the final third, which you managed to get most of the time, but unfortunately those chances not converted.
Yeah, you know, we spoke about that. We had numbers in the box, maybe the wrong pass, maybe the wrong run, but getting there was important, and there were a few chances that if connected properly, we could have scored. You saw the one with Hilda, saw the one with Knox as well, you know, in the final third. But this team hasn't played since last year, you know, so it's a little bit of rustiness. But now that we've got the game under our belt, we will go look at what we can do better, of course. They challenged us in certain moments, especially when the player dropped. We struggled to then track the runner. So they challenged us in those moments, but I thought that, you know, the result was important. The performance could have been a bit better. We tried to rotate the ball, play quicker, but I think the heat was also a big factor. We said play quicker, the tempo was a bit too low, but we'll take the win for now.
Coach, the importance of this game, as you've stated, is to test the combinations, test if there are new players that can come into the squad and impact it positively. Let's talk about some of these players and how you'll probably filter them in the second game.
Look, we wanted to make sure that we also give the team game time because, as I said, this team hasn't played for a while. Tried to make a couple of changes. We don't want to make changes nilly-willy, but we have another game. We look at how we can change that a bit to give others an opportunity as well. But we won't just make nilly-willy changes. Of course, you also still have to have the structure. You still have to have the experience there. So we look at who we need to manage minutes as well because that is also important. A lot of the players haven't played league football. It's only the international players that have played, and that is Linda and Hilda. Algeria is in season. Their players, most of their players play in Europe. So you could see towards the end of the game, the tempo got very low because of that, running out of legs. But we'll take this. It's part of our preparation. And we look at the second game of how we can change things.
And then, of course, Coach, what is happening on the sidelines is the celebrations that are about to start. And since you took over as the coach of Banyana, you've seen through a number of centurions and how special it is to see yet another one, Bambanani Mbane.
The 12th one. I think it's well deserved. I probably could have got it sooner. Struggled with a couple of injuries, but she's come back stronger. It's someone you can rely on, you know, someone that's always steps up, someone that's there to nurture the young ones, and it's so well deserved.
All right, and we'll get a little bit into that in terms of that 100th cap coming through for Bambanani Juice Mbane, joining the likes of Janine van Wyk, Bombuzi. But impact Let me just get your quick thoughts on the coaches' reactions there, just speaking on Umdlalwana Mhlanje for Coach Farid as well as a Coach Des. Coach Farid not quite happy with the outcome and the performance of the team, where Coach Des is saying, we can certainly do better, but we're also not going to make nilly-willy changes coming into the second game on Friday.
I think for Coach Desiree, she was spot on to say the positioning, the reading of the flight of the ball, giving good options. That's need to be every day when you go to training sessions. You need to work on that. Because in the game, you need positional play. You need tactical discipline in their position. Those runs, they call it small, the twist and turning, the creativity, the defensive organization, the core in the midfield where you can say, Jani today played so well, Linda Mutlalo, can she distribute and give good supplies for our strikers? To our strikers. Can our wingers give us the moment, the situation that they create corner kick, free kicks, and they shoot at goals? Those are the things most important for Coach Des, that she needs to sit down and say, my strategy, my plan going forward is these ones. And she was spot on. Thank you.
Spot on there. Let me come to you for this one, Maestro, because it's quite a big day for Bambanani. She came into this game, namhlanje, 99 caps for Banyana Banyana, 5 goals scored as a defender. Now she joins a very elite group of players. We mentioned the likes of Abo Amanda Dlamini, Abo Leandra Smira. We look at Abo Mbuzu, Nompumelelo Nyandeni, Ramalepe with 119 today. A big moment for her.
I have 36 caps, just by the way.
I have 21.
21.
And with 6 goals, but for almost 10 years.
Yes. Okay. But it's not.
We understand.
But it's not about us.
We're
us.
getting more games for the women now. We understand.
Know what? I wanted to touch on that actually, Coach Anna, to say that we actually have to give credit to all the different nationalities that has supported and invested so much in women's football, because you can only achieve that through performance, consistency, and playing. You know, and also for me, this the international friendly, I think it's one of the very unique ones that we have seen over the years, because it shows that we're taking WAFCON as important as the World Cup. Because back in the days, I told Coach now offline to say we would camp 2 days, but then the only team that literally would camp for many, like almost a month, was Nigeria. Yeah. But now everyone else is catching up on. So for Bambanani, I think for me, this is one of the greatest privileges and honors, you know, because being a player coming from injuries, you know, battling to regain your fitness. I mean, Urifile Jani has also went through the similar struggles. We speak about Utembi Khahlani now as well. But I think for her, this is a moment to cherish, because not everyone gets an opportunity to achieve this. This is greatness, especially in a country that has struggled so much, especially in empowering and supporting women's football, you know, throughout. Yes, we paved the way, the legacy, but it continues. And we can only just stand and applaud and say, you know what, keep going stronger. Yes, it's not about us. It's also not about you, but it's about you also creating an opportunity for the next generation who can look up to you and have proper role models, you know. So for me, I think all the ladies are doing quite well, and they should just keep going.
And she becomes the 12th Banyana Banyana player to reach a century of games, adorning the green and gold of South Africa. Let's now take a closer look at Bambanani Mbane in her 100th cap for South Africa.
Speak to you, Juice, about this milestone. Number one, what does it mean for you?
Honestly, lonwabo ingasoyijeni lula kakhulu. Sisazi ukuthi bedine injured for the longest time, but I'm happy ukuthi ngiphinde abuya and do what I love. And I'm so glad ukuthi ngithe ndafika 100 caps. Not any player yafika lapha, but I'm so happy ukuthi ndafika, and I'm one of the legends eBanyana Banyana.
And one of those things that you've spoken about, Bambanani, is uphume ezlalini, and you know, football sometimes is closer to abantu abaphuma ekasi, abantu abaphuma in the city lights, but not for a lot of kids abakhulele ezlalini. Talk to me about that and how much you would like to impact and motivate them as well, that they too can wear these colors and represent the country.
Honestly, it doesn't matter where you're coming from, as long as you know goal oyifunayo. Ngumzekelo mina abantu basuke ezlalini ukuthi anything is possible as long as uyazi ukuthi ufuna ntoni.
And then you were part of the squad in 2022 that won the WAFCON, went to the World Cup as well. Some injuries here and there. Do you have highlights?
Winning WAFCON 2022. Yena nto engake ndilibala, because I'm the part of Banyana Banyana winner 2022.
And then just lastly, Bambanani, you are one of the players that are lucky to have some sponsors backing you, but it is still tough for women in sports across all sporting codes to get that support. What message would you have to corporate South Africa, to even the South African government, to keep supporting the beautiful game?
I mean, women's football in South Africa iyakhula, so sicela wonke umuntu support women's football, so that sokwazi ukuqualify for World Cup sayidinga support. Wonke umuntu ofuna support Banyana Banyana, please makazi on board. Singabulela kakhulu.
Congratulations, Bambanani.
Thank you.
Bambanani Mbane earning her 100th caps for South Africa, joining the likes of Jermaine Sipisenwe, Pumelelo Nyandeni, just to name a few of these, including the captain actually of Banyana Banyana, Refilo Jane as well. And that's how we're going to wrap it up here at the Princess Makoko Stadium, Vusiwe. It's only the first of 2 international friendlies against Algeria, all building up to the Women's Africa Cup of Nations in July. So from my side here, Lonwabo Miso and the SABC Sport crew, we're going to take it back to you in studio, Vusiwe.
Thank you so much. And you look at Juice, what a picture of composure. Yeah. And this is why she's one of the solid players that South Africa has in defense. Because very, very inspirational. And as Lonabo mentioned, she joins a very elite group of 11 other players that include the likes of Yoposha Modise, Mamelo Mkabane with 121 caps, and Unotando Vilagazi. I think those are the 3 players I hadn't mentioned previously who make out that 11. But let's now get into the business of what we saw unfold over 90 minutes this afternoon in terms of the action on the field of play. Started as early as the 9th minute for South Africa with Unokolo Hilda trying to combine here to find the opener.
The combination was so beautiful, starting from the right wing, where we saw Mukoma and Nokolo. Look at that pass, that telling pass. Here comes Hilda, who made a very good cross, but the goalkeeper was there just to save that cross, cut it for the strikers. And this is something that we need to see more often, because when you play one touch, it helps you, Maestro, because you don't get tired. It's easily, even when you lose the ball, you can still go and press and win it again. That's when the transition take place. But if we don't, repeat what we are good at, that's when we saw second half we couldn't score the second goal.
I think one of the other things maybe missing there, Coach Anna, is the numbers, the body in the box. Good pass, Hilda, and anything could happen because literally in that moment, even the defender from Algeria could touch the ball and it could become an own goal. So I think just getting more numbers as well in the box.
And there's another opportunity here for South Africa, Maestro.
I think this was also beautiful. This was hand given to Magia. But for me, speaking about the decision making, she is running towards the goals, but then you have 2 defenders from Algeria coming towards her. The one on the right who made the tackle, I think she should have put her body in between her and the ball to protect herself and rather use her left foot, even if it's not to score, Coach, but just to get into the box so that at least when they touch her, she's in the box and anything could happen there. It could either result in a penalty, but for me, I think the decision making there, she was a bit too slow and also not seeing around how far or how close the defender was to her.
But she's so skillful whereby maybe she should have cut the ball, play dummy, because she went straight into the between the defenders. Official for that's the sweeper. She decided that, okay, she's not using her arms. But you look at this, how they started from our left back. She plays straight to Johnny. Johnny's smart, waiting for the right player to come in and lay the ball. But Ramalepa, she didn't expect it.
She didn't.
Alertness was not there.
No.
Not the composure, the positioning. You look at Mutlalo, good cross. Ramalepa didn't expect, but unlucky. Look at Mutlalo. You still have a second chance,
and
second
in that
touch.
Position,
Positioning,
No, but also
whack
for Linda, like for me, Coach, she also did not have pressure. Unless she also didn't expect the ball to come. But she still had a second to control it. And put it towards her right and take a long-range shot, just towards the top corner of the top left corner of the goalkeeper. Because the goalkeeper was already on the floor. So I don't understand the, again, decision-making. So it took a while for them to actually get into play. I mean, it's still in the 22nd minute, and there was still no pressure from them. But Algeria also was just trying, because remember we spoke about how deep they were playing. But that was a very, very good ball from the defense there right through into the feet of, I think it was Ukiri. We spoke about Ukiri. That was beautiful, but also I think she did not have enough support. But now the question again goes back to South Africa. How do we allow that? That means we were caught flat-footed, and it's good that the goalkeeper was out of the goals because then she made the area very small by closing the angle. But had she stayed closer to her goals and stayed on top of the line, Ukiri could have gotten closer and it could have possibly been a goal.
Yeah, Kiri in with a very good chance then. This is a player that just made her debut for Algeria in November 2025, looking very comfortable already, putting her hand up for the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. The moment that we had all been waiting for and building up to, South Africa finding that opening goal, and it comes through that combination of Hilda, Jane, as well as Magia.
Yeah, you look at this situation when I'm sometimes say, not every team can do the build-up. You look at the oppositions. South Africa is pushing, is there, high up, you understand? But you still want to build up in your box. Then South Africa, what they did, they closed the spaces. Pressure. And then that's when Magia was there, beautiful, positioning. She, thank you very much. What a goal, what a goal. Pick the spot, ping there, celebration, why not?
The goalkeeper
Thank you very
knew.
much.
That was a
From the
classic.
green team, eh?
From the green team, a very classic one. Ntabiseng Majia, they in her 15th appearance for South Africa's Banyana Banyana finds just her 5th goal. We then have this questionable moment here just before that halftime break, critical phase of the game. Busaha brought down by Lona Temba Mhlongo and no penalty given here. What are your thoughts?
Mina, again, Vusu, I think mhlawumbe la sizodinga i-VAR or another angle. You know why? Bisaha, I've seen her also in wafcon that she's very good in this, you know, and we spoke about how close the referee was. So probably she did see that there was not, you know, a huge impact where it was of malicious act for her to try and maybe break her leg or something. It was more about touching the ball, and when she realized, we would see she's already in the penalty box, she kind of maybe so it was not that much of a hindrance, you know, to say that it had a huge impact and it was possibly a penalty. Chances are Obusa was just trying her luck. Because the referee was too close. For me, I'll say, if we don't get another angle, I go with the referee's decision for this one.
I like that. Let's check on the yellow team then.
Yeah.
Mhlongo. Because Mhlongo and I are up. And then Busaha was attacking.
Yeah.
And she realized that, hey, so meaning I need to take him.
Yeah. I think also,
and we take a look at the second half action here. A chance here for Algeria, but I believe this one was the one that went wide at goal.
But I think for me, second half, Coach Anna, Algeria came in a different form. I almost feel like they heard me when I said the coach, hopefully in the second half, can speak to them, bring in creativity. They look at how congested it is there. You have about 7 players from South Africa, but they still managed to get a few passes together while South African defenders are just standing and watching and observing. So why do you not put pressure? You're already on top of your 18-yard. So it was just unfortunate for them, because I feel had they got the pass right, it was going to punish South Africa and also maybe raise a light bulb to say there's something wrong in our defense.
All right, we are starting to run out of time, and we also did see after that just Karabo Dlamini getting substituted off after her clash with Kiri, and then Kellen Swart coming in for her. But basically on this month, of course,